Now at 11. The death toll is rising tonight as the conflict between Israel and Hamas escalates. We're breaking down the latest from the war zone, and we'll show you the impact more than 6,000 miles away right here in central Indiana. Plus, an arrest in a triple shooting at an east side Indianapolis barber shop.
It was a big relief for me.
Tonight, hear from a witness who's waited more than a year for answers.
Frost advisory overnight. I'll have the local low temperatures and when we warm back up. Live from Indy, you're watching 13 News.
The conflict between Israel and the militant group Hamas is intensifying tonight. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is promising a force like never before. Thanks for inviting us in. It's 11 o'clock. The death toll right now is now more than 1,500, including at least 11 Americans. President Biden says it's not clear how many U.S. citizens are missing tonight or if any are being held by Hamas. Tonight at 11, we're monitoring developments in the war zone, and we're also seeing how this violence is being felt right here in central Indiana. Our Chase Howell joins me in studio tonight. Chase just got back from the congregation Beth El Zedek, where hundreds of Hoosiers came together tonight. Chase?
Yeah, Scott, it was a show of solidarity against the violence and support for those on the ground and here in the U.S.
Shalom Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael.
A family sways as they sing in Hebrew alongside hundreds of others during a community gathering in solidarity with Israel. One of those people in the crowd, a mother whose son is in Tel Aviv.
It pains me to read each new text, knowing that the news will be beyond disturbing and beyond grim. Unfortunately, my husband and I just learned a few minutes ago that one of his good friends growing up, his daughter, son-in-law, and 3 children under the age of 4 were killed.
One of the speakers, Greg Maurer, says he just got back to Indianapolis from Israel on Saturday, snapping this photo of an Israeli mayor, Ophir Lipstein, less than 24 hours before he was killed during Saturday night's attack.
He was a friend of mine, and he was a friend of this state's and this community's. And it's a terrible, tragic loss because he had vision and compassion and empathy.
Maurer's daughter, Sophie, goes to high school in Israel and is currently sheltering with friends. His wife tells us they're desperate to get her to safety.
She needs to hear us being calm and confident, and we need to hide our own fears and be strong for her.
And as people in the war will be picking up their guns to fight, this community will bow their heads and pray for better days ahead.
We pray that those who do evil are brought to justice, those who are safe remain protected, those who have lost loved ones find comfort, those who have been taken captive are quickly rescued, and that all of the people of Israel are girded with strength so that peace may ultimately prevail in the Jewish state. Adonai oz la'amo yitein, Adonai yivarech et amo b'shalom. May God grant strength to the Jewish people, and may God bless us with peace.
And as we hear about safety, I think this is important to note. The Secure Community Network, the safety and security organization of the Jewish community in all of North America, says there is no known threats in the U.S. or here in Indiana. But he reminds people to stay vigilant, threat or not. Scott?
Chase, thanks so much. People in both the Jewish and Muslim communities here in Indianapolis are taking that to heart. Some right now are on edge, but the director of the Indianapolis Muslim Community Association tells us there is no place for hate.
It's my obligation in the Muslim community to make sure any rhetoric against our Jewish community and friends to be stopped. Absolutely not promoted, and I will advocate for keeping this relationship, and if we see something, we will do something.
We want to ensure our congregants and our community that we have implemented the best possible protocols in order to ensure their safety, and we partner with our local law enforcement on a regular basis.
There were 2 rallies taking place tonight in Bloomington, one of them pro-Israel, the other supporting Palestine. IU Newsnet shared this footage with us tonight. They're reporting there was no violence at either of the rallies, but there were some moments tonight that did get heated. IU police were on hand to help keep the peace. One person who attended the pro-Israel rally says the support means a lot.
We feel very helpless with what's happening, but I have talked to my family members back in Israel, and they have said you're doing all you can. They are fully aware of what's happening here tonight, and they're encouraging me and all my friends to be here, and this is all we can do, just hope and pray for better days ahead.
People at the pro-Palestine event declined to be interviewed for safety reasons. Indiana lawmakers tonight are pushing for an end to this conflict. In a post on social media, Senator Todd Young says Congress and the Biden administration should quickly approve and fulfill any urgent Israeli requests for assistance and do all we can to fully support Israel. Congressman Andre Carson says we must ensure no more innocent lives are lost and reject all forms of hatred towards our fellow members of the human family. Our coverage of the war between Israel and Hamas continues online tonight. There you can find any developments in this conflict. Plus, we're monitoring reaction from Hoosiers and Indiana lawmakers all tonight on WTHR.com. Angela?
Scott, it's clear it's cool as expected. Most of us have already dropped into the 40s at this hour. We're at 43 in Kokomo and Lafayette, 46 in Muncie, 47 Richmond, 44 Bloomington, and 48 degrees in Columbus. Frost advisory for most of central Indiana from 1 a.m. to 9 a.m. on Tuesday because temperatures will be in the 30s early tomorrow morning. Cold enough for that patchy frost. 36 Lafayette, Kokomo, 38 Greencastle, Shelbyville, and 36 degrees in Richmond, your wake-up temperature. From there, we do have sunshine in the Tuesday forecast. High temperatures tomorrow afternoon in the range of 60 to 65.
Angela, thanks. Tonight at 11, a man is under arrest accused of shooting 3 people at a barber shop on the east side of Indianapolis. Tonight, police are confirming a 20-year-old suspect was taken into custody at a strip mall on 10th Street, less than 2 blocks away from the scene of that shooting. The gunfire erupted at Champ's Barber Shop in September of last year. 3 people were hit. One man, Kevin Stigger, was killed. Philip Howard was at work when it happened.
I'm like, yes, they finally caught the guy. I can get that off of my head, and yeah, we can just push forward now, man. I could tell everybody that he got caught and that justice is served.
Tonight, police are telling us although it did take a year to make an arrest, detectives never stopped their investigation. The suspect tonight is facing preliminary charges of reckless homicide, attempted murder, and criminal recklessness. Here's a look at the other stories making headlines right now. Tonight, 2 people are recovering after a shooting on the west side of Indianapolis. The exchange of gunfire taking place around 11 this morning outside the apartments near 34th and High School Road. Tonight, police say a woman is in critical condition and 1 man is stable. Tonight, we're working to learn more about what may have led up to that shooting. If you have any information about this case, please call Crime Stoppers. Right now, police in Anderson are investigating how a man ended up dead in the White River. The coroner just identified the man as 32-year-old Gregory Markham. He was found yesterday along the bank of the river at Edgewater Park. Tonight, police don't suspect foul play. Tomorrow is the voter registration deadline. Here in Marion County, you have until 4:30 to register in the office and 11:59 p.m. to register online. Election officials say you will need an Indiana driver's license or a state ID card. Election day is November 7th. A new report out tonight sheds light on the cost of the United Auto Workers strike. In the first 3 weeks, it has cost an estimated $5.5 billion. The union is striking against Ford, GM, and Stellantis, pushing for better wages and benefits. Indiana Care Services tonight is resuming animal intake this week. As we've been reporting, they halted those services last week after discovering a bacterial infection in animals that were up for adoption. 2 dogs died from the illness. Staff spent the last few days giving the animals antibiotics and will now resume adoptions and animal intake. Remember, you can find all of our latest local stories anytime on our 13 News app. Anthony Richardson sidelined again by injury. Tonight, the head coach is weighing in on the timeline to get the rookie QB back on the field.
And we're back into sunshine tomorrow before rain chances return on Wednesday. Don't miss the look ahead.
A congressional response to the war between Israel and Hamas in limbo tonight. We're digging into the uncertainty here in the U.S. and how it could hold up aid. That's next. Now to Washington, where this week House Republicans are meeting to select a new House Speaker. But until they make their pick, there is no business, even as violence rages in Israel and Gaza, as well as Ukraine. Tonight, we are digging into how turmoil in Congress is now affecting the ability to send aid. Kevin McCarthy began his Monday news conference talking about helping Israel.
Now is the time for action.
He said the same on his social media account. But the House can't act on anything until it finds his replacement.
To those who thought it was a good idea to throw over the Speaker, please reevaluate.
Interim House Speaker Patrick McHenry also posted support for Israel, though his power is limited to overseeing a new speaker election. So while some House members are circulating a pro-Israel resolution, it is stuck in limbo with no leader.
First thing I would put on the floor is the resolution on Israel.
House Judiciary Chair Jim Jordan is running for House Speaker, as is House Majority Leader Steve Scalise. They're meeting behind closed doors, trying to get support. But there's no indication either has the 217 votes needed to win. Some speculate the former speaker could reclaim his position, a long shot he has not ruled out.
The conference decides that. I don't decide that.
The Hamas attacks on Israel show what else is now on the line. The Pentagon says it needs Congress to approve more money to help Israel and Ukraine simultaneously.
In terms of our capacity to expand production and then to also pay for the munitions themselves, we need additional support from Congress. So I hope we'll see that soon.
The first speaker vote could happen as soon as Wednesday, with a lot more than leadership riding on the outcome. Clear, chilly, and yet dry across central Indiana tonight. We've got a beautiful picture here in downtown Indianapolis, but boy, you're going to need the coat in the morning.
You will for sure. We're still in the low 50s in Indianapolis, but everybody else already in the 40s, and we've got 30s early tomorrow morning. So yes, jacket, great advice for our Tuesday morning. We have some clearing skies and 51 in Indianapolis right now. Temperatures overnight will fall into the 30s, quite a bit colder than our wake up number today. Numbers from today, 62 and 47, but we're going to be in the 30s. Grab that jacket. 39 degrees at 6 a.m. will bottom out in the range of around 35 to 38 for most of us. Sunrise tomorrow morning is at 7:49. There is sunshine in your Tuesday forecast. 55 at lunchtime and highs 60 to 65 on Tuesday. And then find the umbrella. You're not going to need it all day Wednesday, but a few rain showers possible during the afternoon and evening hours, and highs on Wednesday even warmer, 65 to 70. Let's get to the timeline with Future Track 13. We start Wednesday dry, increasing clouds by lunchtime, and there will be a few showers by early afternoon. Some steadier rain setting up across the northern part of the state during the afternoon and evening hours. This is Wednesday at 8 p.m. This all along a warm front that will lift north, taking the rain with it. Temperatures, they're going to be interesting come Thursday and Friday. We get on the south side of this warm front, and highs for us will near 80 degrees. We're expecting 78 both Thursday and Friday, but quite a bit colder on the north side of this warm front, only in the upper 50s and low 60s. So that warm front, the separation of these two very different air masses, enjoy, because it's going to be a brief warm up. We're back into the 50s by the time we reach the weekend. So some big temperature swings and a couple of rain chances in your 7-day forecast. Cold start tomorrow morning with some frost around. Then we're on our way to 62 with plenty of sunshine. Not as cool, 69. A few showers around during the afternoon and evening hours, but not a washout Wednesday. That rain lifts north on Thursday. Breezy, warmer. We're at 78. 78 on Friday. The next cold front gets in here later Friday, early Saturday, and you can see what it does to temperatures. We'll also have some rain and storm chances around late Friday and a few showers around for the weekend. Cooler, mid-50s.
Yeah, a bit of a roller coaster with those temperatures, Angela. Thanks. So if your case of the Mondays feels severe tonight, you're not alone. This time of year, you may feel more tired than usual. Abby Larico with our National Verify team tonight looks into how the change in seasons can impact your sleep cycle.
You don't have to be a pumpkin spice fan to feel like you need a little extra boost this time of year. It's been the topic of a lot of conversation we're seeing online. Why am I so tired? Are there seasonal factors that could be making us feel sleepier in the fall? We checked with several sources listed here to verify yes, for a few reasons. With cooler temperatures come shorter days. The U.S. Naval Observatory explains the tilt of the Earth in the early autumn means later sunrises and earlier sunsets. And that light impacts your circadian rhythm, your body's natural sleep cycle, according to the National Sleep Foundation. It's why you might feel less awake in the morning when it's not as bright out and get tired earlier in the evening. But around here, it's not just the season of apple picking and hay rides. Hay fever kicks in, too, for fall allergy sufferers. Some antihistamines used to treat symptoms can induce drowsiness, according to the Mayo Clinic. But your system's response to allergens can also be draining.
Anything that activates the body, uses resources, whether it's an illness or an infection or allergies.
As the Cleveland Clinic explains, bodies respond to this by making antibodies, which can be a tiring process. And Dr. Alok Gupta says it's hard to catch up.
Allergy sufferers also tend to have more trouble sleeping at night. So you don't sleep well, you feel bad the next day. So that it's multiple factors.
With your Verified, I'm Abby Larico.
Come Santa Claus, here comes Santa Claus, down Santa Claus Lane.
Speaking of the change in seasons, tonight we are preparing right now to kick off the holidays with Downtown Indy Inc.'s Circle of Lights presented by IBEW 481. But we need your help, and time is running out. So here's what we're looking for. We need great local singers, musicians, and entertainers for the show. This is the final week for auditions, so tonight go ahead and submit your video for the Tom Wood Talent Search. You can go to WTHR.com/Circle of Lights and get all the information. The live show takes place November 24th, and you can watch it right here on Channel 13 at a new time. It'll start at 6 p.m. A Powerball prize worth a massive $1.5 billion. Grab your ticket. We've got the winning numbers coming up. But first, this week on Send the Love, we are helping Hoosiers facing a sudden or prolonged injury or diagnosis. Travis Burkhart got so much support after being in his crash, his family created a small nonprofit in his name, and now they help other Indiana families going through a similar crisis. The Travis Burkhart Foundation gave Brandy gas cards as she traveled to appointments for cancer treatments and then helped pay her co-pays for medical bills and medications. So they do great things. If you'd be willing to jump in and donate just $5, here's what you do. Text the word love to 317-655-5740 and I'll send you donation details. Thanks for sending the love to the Travis Burkhart Foundation. We'll be right back.
Last week, Jimmy brought the house down with all new shows.
Hey, welcome back.
This week, there's Pete Davidson, Kelly Clarkson chats and performs, Troye Sivan, Chloe Fineman, and tonight, Josh Gad and Andrew Reynolds. New Tonight Show.
Another win comes with another injury for Colts rookie quarterback Anthony Richardson. Now head coach Shane Steichen is addressing what's next. AR went down with a shoulder injury before halftime in yesterday's game against the Titans. Coach Steichen says Richardson will miss some time. Steichen not ruling out the possibility of placing Richardson on the injured reserve list. That would cause him to miss 4 weeks. AR has only played one game of the 5 games this season from start to finish. Each of these injuries coming as a result of a designed run for this rookie QB.
His ability to, do what he does and be a dynamic runner is obviously a big part of his game. And, he's had some huge runs in the games he's played and made some big plays. And obviously you never want injuries to happen. I know it's a part of the game. But, we got to just keep evaluating that stuff. And again, I say it all the time, but we just got to, continue to be smart with them, moving forward.
Coach Steichen calls Gardner Minshew the best backup quarterback in the NFL, saying Minshew will get the start Sunday when the Colts play the Jags in Jacksonville.
Destiny Brooks from Indianapolis, Indiana. You're married.
This week, a dream is coming true for an Indianapolis woman. She makes her debut on Wheel of Fortune on Friday. Destiny Brooks tells us the game show reached out back in April. A few months later, she was chosen to be one of the contestants. Destiny says it was her first trip out to L.A., and getting to meet Pat Sajak and Vanna White made it extra special.
We have to be there at 6 o'clock in the morning, and we're all practicing. Vanna actually came into the studio. No one knew who she was, and she stopped to talk to us. And when I say the experience on there is just crazy, like you're meeting a celebrity. That's how it is. And
Destiny went on to tell us the experience was the fastest 20 minutes of her life. You can see how it all played out Friday, October 13th, only here on Channel 13. Well, this chill in the air that you may be feeling means a frost advisory for us in central Indiana. Angela's got a final look at this week's temperature roller coaster after the break. All right, it's hard to imagine this kind of money, but Powerball tonight is worth an estimated $1.5 billion. So here are the winning numbers: 16, 34, 46, 55, 67, and your Powerball is 14. It is the third largest prize in the game's history. No one's matched all 6 numbers since July. So good luck to you if you play.
Yeah, I didn't. I'll be here tomorrow.
Yeah,
you too? Okay,
I didn't play either. All right, and it's going to be a chilly one tomorrow, right?
Yes, grab the jacket out the door. There will be some frost around tomorrow morning. Might be enough to scrape the windshield if you leave the car out. And then we're on our way to 60 to 65 with sunshine. A little rain around on Wednesday.
All right, thanks so much for joining us up late tonight. Our friends from Sunrise will be with you at 4 a.m. Good night.